I can just remember from a very young age, always loving the church.
We actually met at church. Once we started dating, we realized it was going to work because we were both sold out to serving Jesus for the rest of our life.
I grew up in Houston, so for me, this is home. We've been talking about planting a church, and it was so clear the Lord said here. And I remember going, did you feel something?
Yeah, and I think it was something that we felt like the Lord was calling us to really early in marriage. And so God gave us a name for the church, He gave us a vision.
And I remember writing, Lord, I feel like I'm supposed to do this with somebody. 3 months later, somebody sends me a contact and say, hey, I know you're planning a church in Houston. You should know this guy. So I look it up, and it's this guy named Abraham Guajardo. Knew nothing about him, just knew he was planning a church in Houston. And once we connect, come to find out, he's planning a church called Eden Church Houston. The first thing he says, man, what's your church gonna be called? And I was like, well, funny story. It's gonna be called Eden Church. Almost immediately, the Lord's been able to graft this little family together to plant this church. The beauty of Houston is that you've got every single culture in the world represented in a city. So we hear scripture say, go and tell the gospel to the nations. What I love is that if you come to Houston, the nations are here. One of the reasons why we chose the name Eden is that this is a city that is busy. There's so much happening, but the call that God placed on our heart was so clear. In the middle of all of the industry, go and plant a garden, a place of rest, a place where people can grow and be fed, a place where people can call home. For us, following the way of Jesus is such a potent call to look at the way He lived and loved the people around Him and to do our best to imitate that. Our prayer is that Eden is the answer to people who are hurting, who are tired, who are broken, and just need the rest that only comes in the garden.